Go!
And now for your listening pleasure, and hopefully anybody else that's in the car with you, straight out of Milwaukee, the battleground state for the upcoming election, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hypocritical, your outlet to let us rant or praise or vent on all things that in the end really don't matter. I'm MoKE, M-O-K-E, and I'm here with Al3xaMKE. How you doing, Alexa? We've been gone for a long time. How you been?
Oh, we've been gone for a few more days than we wanted to be gone. We were going to do a 2-week hiatus. I think it went a little over 3. I've been really busy. I apologize to everybody. I've had other things going on, and we wanted to do some Halloween stuff, and we missed that. I know you went to a Halloween party though. You were doing some Halloween activities. What'd you do?
You mean this thing on my head? You noticed?
I noticed you look like some kind of crazed old lady. Explain what this is to people.
And this is it. The fun thing about Halloween costumes is that if you can get something that people can identify, maybe not everybody, but the people who know it, then they know it, and then you're in. And this is a weeping angel. I had as part of my woohoo, don't blink. They send you back in time. You can't, if you just stare at them, if you blink, they turn around, they can chase after you or move. So, and it's great. You go out there and people can just kind of look at you like it's a good costume, and then also you get people, you're a weeping angel, right. And you're like, yeah, all right, yeah, we're cool.
And to add, I think the weeping angel concept in Doctor Who is one of the most terrifying concepts you can think of, because once you latch on, you can't get away from them.
Yes, their statues are everywhere. And the greatest thing is the first time that I turned on Chrissy, my SO, to Doctor Who, I said, this is the one you got to start at. And it was the original Weeping Angels. And the Doctor is in there as a cameo. If you really watch that one, he pops in here, he pops in there. It's actually very void of the Doctor. And it's a great, get Doctor Who, but you get the Weeping Angels to boot, and it's a great episode.
Absolutely. I did the Fright Hike out at Lapham Peak, like I said I was going to. The weather was gorgeous. It's done all by the local schools and whatnot, so it's not really super frightening, but it is a nice day to get out, and they do it in the dark, and there are some cool ones, and so it's fun. It's not scary. It is fun more than scary, and they had, I guess, just thousands and thousands of people turn out, so that was great because they're raising money for some other charities, but also for the parks. That was really cool because I'm a big advocate of the state parks, as you know. Yep. Hey, wait! You got a hat on now.
Hold on. We didn't bring that up. The wheel tax thing that Abel is actually trying to throw in is trying to help so we don't steal money from the parks. Is that what I'm gathering about that? If we want to talk about that in the future?
We'll talk about that in the future. The state parks are different from the county park system or so that's a different thing because Lapham Peak is a state park. But yeah, we need to talk about county parks, and maybe we'll do an after hours on that. That's a good idea.
All right.
So what else did you do, or what else do you have coming up?
Oh, well, again, in the past, we've got, I went to Sticky Fingers, radio station put on one of those things where they had like food vendors at the Waukesha Expo, the big round building. So you got to pay your money, you got a tray, and got to walk around. They gave you samples, had some great barbecue, had some great, desserts. There was one of the places, Surefire Grill or something, had a barbecue wing with blueberry. It was a blueberry flavored barbecue wing, like a hot wing with blueberry. And we're like, oh, I gotta try that. And and it works. I don't know how it works.
It's the sweet salty thing.
With it, get 4 of them. If there's 4 people at a table, everybody should try one. It certainly is kind of different and unique. But that was a great thing. Got a great belly full. I mean, certainly didn't leave hungry. $15. It was really, really a great little thing. So, and yes, I had to wash my hands 3 times, while I was there. So very sticky fingers, definitely.
Oh, that sounds like you had a good time. So yeah, I guess we talk about our TV stuff. I know we've both been watching Survivor. I think it's been really interesting, the millennials versus Gen X. What's your take on it?
Oh, it is. Again, the back and the forth, but oh my gosh, this last week, that guy voting her off, I'm like, dude, she's that smart. Keep her to the merge. Once you get in the merge, you've got to force solid into a merge. That can't, you know how rare that is? And then he kicks her out. Now yeah, she was supposed to go to the final 3 or 4, and now they just kicked her off because the guy just thought she was too strong. And
well, my thing is, watching it, I am really interested in the fact that the millennials are really, intelligent, and they are kind of a work smarter, not harder kind of group, whereas the Gen Xers are kind of, there are kids, some of the millennials are kids too, but they're kind of like, get it done, blah 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 blah. And I think every generation always looks as the next generation as being lazy, or they're not going to be
disaffected youth.
Yeah, disaffected youth. We all had that. I was a lazy, disaffected youth at 15. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to be a hippie, blah blah blah.
My dad was the greaser that sat on the hoods with his jeans rolled up and a white T-shirt and smokes underneath his, on his shoulder.
Yeah,
that was my dad. I'm sure Grandpa looked at you like a bunch of, whatnots, and now you're running the country buying Harleys just because you can afford them.
Well, see, and that's just it. And like, I know people looked at my daughter's generation, which was the Gen X generation, as, being lazy. And now, she and her husband, are doing really well. They make a ton of money. They make more money than I will ever make in my lifetime. And I'm really proud of all of her accomplishments. And all of these people whose kids are millennials, they've got to be proud of their accomplishments, because now they're starting to come into their own. And now the next generation that comes up, I'm sure they're going to be maligned by the generation before, and they're going to come into their own, and they're going to, make the country what it is. So I find it really fascinating to watch the generational thing, because you do see a lot of, positives and negatives. I mean, some of the things they do, it's kind of like, well, you kind of get over yourself. But you know what? We all did at that age.
The cliches, good or bad, come out on both sides. You've got them all there in the the differences and the same, comes out, but yeah. So yeah, other shows, again, Walking Dead, we're finally waiting for that to happen. Oh my gosh, the pain that happened in that.
That's
my gosh. I had my SO looks at me and goes, are you okay? Are you okay? And I kind of looked at her like, I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet. You know what I mean? I just like the fact that I can be this emotional about this show and these people is just to tell you why we all like that show, us people that do,
Well, a lot of people are invested in The Walking Dead, and it's always one of the top rated shows, and it gets Emmys, and the acting is fantastic. The writing has been on and off, but people are really into it. So I understand it.
I mean,
sure.
they killed Glenn like we did at first. They did, and they killed Abraham.
Spoiler alert!
But it's on. I don't know. All right. So, because you knew it was going to happen. Abraham first, and like, oh, Glenn's this. And whack, they get Glenn. And then they're going to cut off Carl's arm. I actually went to a different show, let it videotape, went back to it so I could fast forward through that whole scene. So I didn't want any more pain. I couldn't handle it.
Ah, poor Dave.
I was like, he's not going to do it right. I'm fast forwarding. Oh, he didn't. Okay.
Well, I know. I'm really into Project Runway, and that's kind of a spoiler. I'm going to talk about a little bit of a spoiler. So if you watch Project Runway and you don't want to hear what happened last episode because you haven't seen it yet. I was really surprised because this was one of the team challenges, and when they do the team challenges, they tend to be the most drama-filled because people don't get along. And there was kind of a Mean Girls thing where two of the designers kind of ganged up on another one of the designers. And he's not one of the stronger designers, but he definitely had a point of view, and he was trying to get his point of view across. And I was really surprised because Tim Gunn saved him. And so he's going to be on, going forward, because he was voted out. His name's Cornelius. And my interesting thing was that Kelly Osbourne was the guest judge, and she even mentioned how they were, bullying him. And Tim Gunn, told the other judges, yeah, it was kind of a Mean Girls situation where they were ganging up on him. And some of the things he told them were the things they were criticized about, because they did like these color challenges. So it was like all their collection was red. It's supposed to be red violet, and they had all this red, and it was just so much red. And they were saying it had a punk vibe, but they really didn't have a punk vibe. And he had no hand in the styling. They kind of ran over him. He said, we need to break this color up. It's just too much red. And I was pleased to see that they saved him. But there are also stronger designers that I kind of think Tim could have held his save, that if they would have gotten voted off, he could have used them. But we'll see how it pans out. I love Project Runway.
A lot of times if you get run over and somebody's taking the lead and it goes down, then the lead is the person who usually is the one, hey, I didn't want to go that way, and that's awesome. But to give the guy that says, no, I don't think we should do that, and then kick him off the boot, yeah, that's wrong.
Well, his look was not as strong. There were some things he did that wasn't as strong, but the fact that he was thrown under the bus and then run over by the bus, yeah, that wasn't cool. So, I was glad to see Tim save him. I think it was a shame he had to use his save at that point, but I understand why he did, because he doesn't like bullying. I know that Kelly Osbourne doesn't like bullying, and so for him it was redemption, and I think rightly so. So that's where that was. One of the things. Did you have any other TV shows you want to talk about before I start talking about?
We went there. I ran across this show, Atlanta.
Yes.
Donald Glover is in there, and some other people pop in and out that maybe I've seen here and there, but it's a show. It's his show, more or less. It looks like. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but oh my gosh, it feels just like a Black Louie or a Black Marin, if you've ever kind of looked at those shows on IFC. And it kind of like, but as being a white guy, I kind of don't know if I'm laughing at the right things. And the reason I always get nervous about that is because
Don't worry about it.
Well, Dave Chappelle actually quit the Chappelle show because he had a skit, and one of the people that was recording the skit, the staff, didn't laugh at what he thought was the right reason. And I'm always like, am I laughing because I'm white, or am I laughing because he wants me to laugh? And and so this is one of those shows where I'm not sure if I'm laughing for the right reasons. I hope I am, but it's a very, very mellow show. Certainly worth looking at. As far as anybody that likes, like I said, those kind of sad sack Marin kind of shows where they're not comedy, but they're certainly everyday and going through life and finding humor of everyday life. And Donald Glover, man, he's a very talented guy. Community is where I saw him first. Great show, one of the best shows that was ever on television. Community was.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so he does rapping, so he's been a year at the rave already as a rapper. So certainly give it a try if you're out there, and try it. Atlanta.
Yeah, I saw the previews for that. It looked really interesting. I haven't had time. Like I said, I've been otherwise occupied. However, what I did go do was on Friday, we went to go see Doctor Strange, because, of course, we're all involved in the Marvel Universe now. And I loved it. It was really good. I didn't know if I was going to like Benedict Cumberbatch, and I do like him as an actor. I wasn't like blown away by his Khan in Star Trek.
It was okay.
It was okay, but
Sherlock is beyond compare.
Sherlock is amazing, and he was really good as Alan Turing, and I just think he's a very accomplished actor, and I really thought he brought a lot to the role, and he brought there's a certain dynamic, what would you say, just attitude he has, and he really threw himself into this role, and at the end of the day, Doctor Strange will be another really successful Marvel franchise.
Fantastic.
And because
I like Tilda too. I'm a fan of Tilda.
Yeah. Oh, Tilda Swinton. Yeah. Tilda Swinton was amazing in this. She's one of my favorite actresses. She's not a classic beauty, but there's just something so amazing about her that Yeah, and
Like,
you know,
I
of
get
course,
her confused with that other blonde that's in Game of Thrones, the big tall one that you know, like killed
no,
the
no, no,
hound.
no, no, not
I
no.
know, I get them confused, but they're similar types and
No,
strong.
Tilda Swinton's a much more accomplished actress. She's amazing.
I'm saying the characters they portray and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, they both portray androgynous characters, but Tilda Swinton's amazing. And you know, it's got martial arts, it's got magic, it's got bad guys, it's got good guys, it's got dilemmas, it's got choices. The plot, you know, is obviously they have to introduce the character, so there's a bit of that, and so there's a little
Right.
montage in there that gets a little long. But other than that, I think it's a really successful movie to introduce the character in the Marvel universe, and of course, you know, we're continuing with our Infinity Stone theme, and that's all I'll say about that. And
Right.
that'll
The
bring us
binding
to
of
where
the universe. That's how we bind the universe.
yeah, and then we'll continue to our, because in one of the end, I forget which movie it was, they show Thanos with the glove, you know, that all the
Right.
Infinity Stones go into. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a really good
Cumberbatch
addition.
was actually on Saturday Night Live last night, and well, going back to Chappelle, he's actually coming back out of the closet. He'll be on Saturday Night Live next Saturday after this. You know, so that's going to be a good one to watch. But Cumberbatch, I'll tell you, as much as I love him as well, but I don't know, it wasn't a very good Saturday Night Live. I still like Saturday Night Live. It's always worth watching up until the weekend update, and then after that, you're certainly
go to sleep.
Stay there for the weekend update and then move on. But yeah, it was kind of flat. But one of the things was one of the guys on the cast members was having this game in Cumberbatch so hot, and they had to.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious. That was actually really hilarious. Well, since I did see Doctor Strange, we did want to talk about the winter movies. They actually started a couple weeks ago with Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher came out on the 21st of October, and that's made $45 million so far. Then there was Inferno, which was the Tom Hanks film, and that's made $21 million. Doctor Strange opening this week so far has made $32 million. That's, I believe that might be worldwide. I'm not sure of these things I'm looking at.
Right. So it's like Wednesday or something.
Right,
maybe.
and then Trolls also came out this weekend, which is the children's film about trolls.
Gosh.
You know, remember our childhood? You had those little trolls. I should have brought one. I have one.
Cupid dolls. They're really Cupid dolls.
No, Cupid dolls are different. Trolls are different than Cupid dolls. But I know you're excited about Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That's the next J.K. Rowling.
Yep. Kind of like a prequel.
Yes, it's a prequel.
This could be 3, 4, 5 movies from what we understand as well.
Yes, and then we also have Mona, which came out, which is the Disney flick about it's basically the
Samoans, the Hawaiians.
The Samoans, yes.
And did we really need a bad Santa too? Billy Bob must just need some money or something. But you know, I suppose, you know, they cost nothing to make and they make money. So
people love Bad Santa 1, so I can see why they did Bad Santa 2, because prequels are actually really great and they make money afterwards with the DVD and the video release, you know, afterwards. I don't know what Kidnap is about, but that's coming out, you know, at the beginning of December. But what I'm kind of looking for a little bit of a comic relief is I saw the trailer for Office Christmas Party, and I don't know whether that's going to be rated R or not, but I really hope it is, because that looks hilarious.
I'll have to watch out for that one.
Well, I know there's another one you're looking at.
Rogue One.
That's this little franchise called what is it? Star Conflict, Star
Disney. You know, they got all this stuff now.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They have everything.
Stars, something like that.
Yeah. So Star Wars Rogue One is good. That's going to be released on the 16th. And then the other one that's going to be interesting is a week later is Assassin's Creed's coming out on the 21st, and that's got Michael Fassbender.
Well,
now,
you know,
that's based on the game series.
Games to that. So again, you're going to get a lot of fanboys are going to be on that fast. It's either going to roll over or not. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's either going to be sink or swim on that one. I'm really kind of hoping it's a swim because I really like Michael Fassbender. We're going to talk about a little something after we're done. Then there's some other, you know, there's Passengers Sing, Why Him, Gold. I have no idea what any of these are.
Final chapter. We'll see if that's the final chapter. And
right.
50 Shades Darker. Oh yeah, that's coming back out.
Yeah, that's gonna be in February again. It's like, I don't know. It's like they had to do it, I guess. And then also in February, which surprised the hell out of me because February releases are generally not favorable. The Lego Batman movie.
Yes.
So, and
the
Lego movie was really popular.
I saw the Lego movie, and underneath it though, Jack Wick, as much of as a Keanu Reeves is just
John Wick.
Keanu is such a flat actor. That was actually decent, that one. So
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with him bringing out. They're pretty low budget, you know. So
yeah. Well, and then coming up in for spring movie previews, I know you have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I am so excited.
Yes, we'll watch for that, definitely.
And then the other one that I'm excited about is going to be the next Aliens installment. Michael Fassbender, again, he's in there. He played David, the AI. There's actually going to be two Davids. Michael Fassbender is going to play two AI. He's going to play David and another one. So I'm really stoked to see whether that's going to be another Prometheus where we kind of go, and another thing.
Yeah, right.
And another thing, or whether Michael Fassbender will be able to pull it out and save aliens. So yeah, so we kind of ran long there, but
Cubs win too. We got to put that in while we're in here. Cubs win.
The Cubs win. That's actually kind of like that. That's crazy.
You need to throw that in the timestamp. This whole what we're doing here today.
Right.
The Cubs win.
The Cubs win the pennant.
What a great! And let's talk about it. 7 games, extra innings.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was a game for the ages. I mean, it was. So
well, and I'm not a baseball fan, but we turned it on Game 7, and they went in, to the 9th inning, and it tied up, and it was like, oh my goodness! And then the rain fell, and then they pulled the tarps out, and it was like 10:45, and I'm like, I had to go to sleep, so I went to bed.
Here, I didn't want to in the morning because I didn't want to go to bed or wake up and see they lost and then try to go back to sleep with this. Oh, poor Cubs. So I'm glad they won. Congratulations, Cubs.
Yeah, now, absolutely.
Shut up.
Our buddies to the north, or our buddies to the south, Flatlanders. Good job.
Shut up. Our turn.
Yeah. So but yeah, so you had some stuff in our internet adventures real briefly.
Yeah, just a couple little quick ones. One that one of those things like just clapping and and does a tree make a noise if it falls in the wood, nobody's there to hear it, those kind of things. But what those thoughts that you just kind of like go, oh my gosh, and it kind of harkens back to what's one of the, after M. Shyamalan had 3 great movies, then he made bad ones. Under the Happenings, is that the Happenings, right? Where the
Happening, yeah.
The guest of us, yeah.
Yep.
Well, maybe actually plants are farming us, giving us oxygen until we eventually, and they can consume us. There you go, folks.
Yeah.
So we're just food for the world, and let's just remember that, okay?
Yeah. Actually, you'll post that up on our Facebook, because I was trying to get the photo up, and I'm having a problem doing the screen share. But then you had something about write a sad story in 3 words.
Right, and then this little says write a sad story in 3 words, and I looked at it and I'm like, I'm reading this. That was 3 words. And then the second thing is, well, I'm thinking to myself, well, I not only read it, but I responded to it. So I thought another sad thing, a sad story in 3 words is, this is interesting.
That's funny.
And right now it's on hip or critical. There's 3 words.
But that's not a sad story.
But we're still talking about it. So yes, I must have found it interesting, and that is sad.
That is sad. There you go. So there's this little thing happening on the 8th of November. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Is that the second Tuesday, right? Something about the second Tuesday.
Yeah, it's like an American thing, and people go out and they go like to places and they do what?
Excuse me, I have to. I'm just gonna blow my nose here while you're talking about that.
Oh, okay. All right. You blow your nose. That's funny. Yeah. So we have an election coming up, and we are a battleground state. We have the potential to swap parties on our Senate from Democrat to Republican, and then we also, our delegates may go to a Democrat or Republican depending upon how our state votes. So do you have any words of wisdom for people?
All right. Well, listen, folks, and I'm not here to tell you. I really not. That's not my intention to try to push you one way or another. Although I'm sure you can tell our leanings from time to time and how we talk. But all I want you to do, folks, is just vote. There are people who don't vote, and I just don't understand it. They say, well, I don't know enough. Well, you can know enough. First thing you do is you just go online and pick between, do you like homosexuals or don't like homosexuals? Do you want everybody to shoot each other, or did you like more control? Then it'll tell you what party you belong to. From there, you can look at the candidates and pick one of them. And folks, even if you don't vote for one of the top two, if you vote for one of the lower candidates, hopefully they can see that candidate has something to say, and they can use it in their platform to help you in the future. Kind of like Bernie Sanders and his talk about college. A candidate is picking that up, and this might do a little bit something with that. But what I want you all to understand when you're voting is that your vote is the same as the guy in the big house down the street. It's the same as the old guy that's just at the retirement home. He doesn't know any more than you. He doesn't know. He's going to vote. And if he does vote for a guy that you don't like, you need to get out there and vote yourself. If you were the member, if your company said, hey, we have two candidates, all you people that work here get to pick who runs this company. What you do is find out who interviews great and check their resume. And I've done that with both candidates, and that's what made me pick the one that I did. So make sure you pick the right person that's going to run the company that you are a part of. I think you owe it to everybody. Every vote is equal.
Right there.
Not zero. Every vote is the same. Rich, poor, black,
Absolutely.
white, doesn't matter. You're a citizen. Vote, 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 please. Because again, if you don't, you can't bitch. So all it takes is to be able to vote, and you can bitch all you want after that about your candidate and about the candidate we didn't do. So do that. Go out there and cast a vote to bitch.
There you go. Cast a vote to bitch. Also, I would encourage people to not vote for, or you can vote for somebody. If you want to vote against somebody, that's fine. I know a lot of people are talking about, well, I don't want to vote for a lesser evil. Well, if you don't want to vote for a lesser evil, do what I did 4 years ago. Because when we had our gubernatorial election, I wasn't super thrilled with the special interests of either of the candidates. So my buddy kept telling me I should run for governor. Should run for governor. I actually wrote his name in for governor, and he probably got about 6 votes. So, you can do that too. If you don't like who you see, just use your power to vote. There are so many countries who are not able to do that, or
that's how you show you're disgusted. You put somebody like that in, that shows you're disgusted. Not sitting in your couch yelling at the TV doesn't show you're disgusted. Voting for someone like that, going to take the time to show your disgust. Great vote, you bet. Still a vote.
Absolutely, absolutely. So everybody get out and vote. Vote your conscience. Vote what you feel is right.
Not your dad's conscience, not your neighbor's,
not your church's conscience, not your buddy's conscience. Yep. Yeah. Get out and vote. So I know you had a rant that you wanted to.
Well, and the vote. While we're talking about voting, of course, many more states up for medical, personal use marijuana. Glad to see that in my lifetime for medical. For me, when I get glaucoma later in your later life, and need that, or that kind of stuff. So I'd like to see it, the medical be a little bit more prevalent. But Arizona's got it on the ballot right now. And what I found tremendously interesting is who's against this push for marijuana in Arizona.
Do tell, Mr. MoKE.
Now, did you look at the article at all prior to?
I did not, so you're gonna have to fill me in along with our audience.
I want you though. If you were to say, give me 3 people that you say, I know they're against it. Here's your top donors. What would you give it? Just give me a 1 or 2 or 3. What would you think?
Alcohol companies, pharmaceutical companies, tobacco companies.
You cheated. You cheated. You cheated. You lost.
No, I didn't, because I figure medical marijuana would be a pharmaceutical, so the pharmaceutical companies are going to be against it until they they want it. Cigarette companies, it's competing with smoking, and then as far as alcohol, it competes with alcohol because, or you could do it with alcohol, but I would figure it would compete for the dollar.
Right, exactly. Well, less people are going to go out and get booze in the bar if you can sit at home and just take a bud off your plant you got sitting in your greenhouse over there. You know, that's kind of nice. You know, yeah, they're definitely against it, which is sad because let's face it, drunk driving is one of our worst scourges on our roads. It is, you know, and I've had a drunk driving. So I mean, again, I know we're from where I preach.
Impaired driving in general, though. I mean, just impaired driving.
Anybody who doesn't have one that drinks just hasn't gotten theirs yet. It's kind of like a bike rider. You either laid it down or you're yet to lay it down. That's how it goes.
Well, we're not going to talk about. We'll talk about laying it down one time because we have to talk about bikers who lay it down. But okay.
And but I mean, it's going to happen. It's already happened, or it's gonna. So anyway, though, anywhere that is legalized, there actually is a lower OWI and drunk driving problems. Now, is it impaired driving? No, we're still working on that. So, but it does go down. Now, that's a plus in my book. Anytime there's less people on the road that have been drinking and driving. Now, the third person, you're right, drug companies, because again, they don't want me taking, you know, something out of my greenhouse too, instead of going down and paying absorbent amount of money at my local pharmacy. You know, so yeah, they're against it, the wine, spirits. And then this is the one that just got me. The people that make the food for the jails.
What?
Yes. Well, it's like, whoa, there'll be less people for us to feed in the jails, and that'll cost us money.
Oh, yeah, because of the privatized...
Yes, the privatization of them all. Right. Oh, no. We got so many thousand SOS shit on shingle. We're gonna serve people, and if that goes down, then that's our pocket. So, and the reason that they're going after that is just so wrong. All of the reasons that they're fighting it are wrong for society, really.
You know what? I think we need to do an after hours with this, like within the next week or two, because there's a lot of side issues here that we could discuss, and I think we could do another really good after hours with this.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from people out there. What's your thoughts? All right.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your thoughts? So I know it is the giving season. So now we are coming upon, you know, the time when you decide where your donor dollar is going to go, not only for, you know, the holidays, but also after, because I know for myself, annually, we kind of look at where we do our giving. And it's really easy to do the dollar giving at the grocery store. Hey, would you like to, you know, put in $1 for Honor Flight or feeding kids or whatever.
Which some guy stole a red kettle and was out already trying to get people to donate. He wasn't part of the Salvation Army.
Oh, really? No, they do that November 1st. They do come out. We did see at Woodman's, there was a guy, he was, honestly, this was the Woodman's in Menominee Falls. If you want to see this, hopefully he's still there. He was dressed as Superman. You're ringing the bells for the Salvation Army and playing Elvis music. So we just thought that was a hoot.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna plug my neighbor who she has a charity. She's been working with Wreaths Across America. They put wreaths on the graves of all of our veterans. Her group is called Always Remember. We will post a link to her thing on our Facebook site. $15 gets you a wreath to put on. It just goes on a veteran's grave. There are over, what did she say, 30-some thousand graves at Woods, and some of them don't get wreaths, and that's one of her causes. She really believes strongly in supporting, you know, our fallen veterans. And so I strongly encourage anybody, if you have a veteran who has fallen and they're buried at Woods, you know, give the $15 to a wreath. And then if she has any more events, because I know she's had some events coming up, we'll post those as well. But definitely good cause with Veterans Day coming up. You know, take a gander at that for us. Fantastic.
And then the other one, this actually came from Brandon, was doing this, and that's where I heard that, you know, was talking about, and I grabbed it, is a Samaritan's Purse. You get a shoebox, and you know, and you make it, and then you put child's items. You pick boy or girl, 2 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, and and whatever that means, and then fill it up with other child things, and even like toothpaste, toothbrushes, soap, they said. So we went down to the dollar store, grabbed as much stuff as we could put in that box, you know, and barrettes barrettes and hair ties, and got a Barbie for them as well, and stuff like that. And yeah, and Chrissy went a little overboard. I think they're gonna have to. I only paid $7 for shipping, but she put so much in here. I think they're gonna charge me another $5 for shipping.
That's awesome. Well, and then there's other things. There's always the Toys for Tots, which you'll see around. A lot of local food drives, which, you know, I encourage people. Our local food pantries, you know, definitely need help, not only at the holiday times, but also, you know, at other times. And then, you know, animal shelters, you know, you can go adopt a pet. You know, but don't just adopt a pet because, you know, your daughter or son wants a puppy. Adopt a pet because you are committed to caring for the animal for the rest of their life, and give them a really great forever home.
And this is when you like coats from Candela, things like that. Just remember, there's always places to drop off shoes, boots, coats. You know, there's plenty of Goodwill, Salvation Army. I'm sure the closet, if you do one of those things where every fifth thing you look at, you know, you probably could pull something out. This is the right time of season to do that. So if you are going to be giving, let's just do a little bit. Let's all pay it forward if we can. We're all here for another year. Let's make somebody else's year a little zap we got. And you get the false sense that you did something happy and good too, and that little warm feeling that you did something good, right?
Absolutely. And finally, there's GoFundMe campaigns, and we didn't discuss this earlier, but and I forgot to tell you this. You know, the gentleman named Uber driver who was the driver for the that horrific accident where the three women got killed. The Uber driver's name is Tim Snyder. He is a friend of ours. He's a family friend. He was my daughter's roommate. He's the guy who taught me how to build computers. But he's out of the hospital now, but he does have a GoFundMe, and I will cross-link his GoFundMe to our Facebook page because, you know, he's going to be out of work for a while. He had a back injury, broken vertebrae, broken ribs. He also, the reason he was in ICU is because he had a tear in his aorta, and that's what his internal bleeding was. He's got a beautiful wife, 2 young children, and he was the primary breadwinner. So I will post a link to that. But if you know somebody who needs, you know, GoFundMe for a serious, you know, issue as well, you know, forward that to us, and we'll post that on our Facebook as well.
All right. Well, good. Oh, I hope he does well. All right. So a little bit about what's going on in the future. We talk about that. Today, I'm going to get back dressed up in my costume, my Weeping Angels costume, because we do have a PopCon in town. It was yesterday and today. So we've got PopCon. Some of the people that were there over the last couple of days, Bobby Clark, who is the lizard alien on one of the Star Treks. Twinkie is going to be there. So things like that. The girl that was on Walking Dead is the bicycle chick that turned her 5 minutes of fame into going around to these type of things. So
isn't that awesome that you can do that? You can become internet famous.
Just for being this a dead person, a dead zombie on 5 minutes of a show, and parlaying it 15 minutes and counting.
For sure. I know you had a couple other events that you had listed here.
Well,
we
like those maker things. Discovery World's going to have one. Those maker markets are November 12th. They're going to have one at Discovery World. So
awesome.
I think we should talk into that. And I saw the Dia de los Muertos Ofrendas. So how bad did I just put you that? Latino Arts Annual Day of the Dead exhibit. That's going to go on through November 7th through the 18th at various days. So check listings for that. And I've never been to this. I don't know if you have. It's what I brought up. The 103rd annual Christmas tree lighting is November 17th. I don't know if that's something that's cool to go down to or not.
Well, you know, if you go, you'll have to report on it. I've never been. What I do, and people do. I'm 12, right?
You do.
They did open the last dome. The Arid Dome over at, what do they call that? I don't know. I think it's the Arid Dome over at the Mitchell Park Domes. We're going to probably do an after hours on the domes as well. I think that we need to talk about some of our Milwaukee Park stuff Maybe we'll do it when we do the parks after hours.
Oh, the Estherbrook Dam is going down, from what I understand. We got
yeah. So that may be something we need to talk about after hours. But all 3 domes are back open. They always have the show dome at Christmas time. You know, look on the parks website; they'll have all that information. I strongly encourage you to visit the domes. We don't know whether we're going to have them for a long time or not. The fix that they put in is only for 5 years, so you know, definitely go experience that.
All right, fantastic. Well, that about wraps it up. We ran long because we knew we did. We had like 2.5 weeks worth of stuff, lots of stuff to say. Hope some people stayed till the end. If you did, hey,
you are a true hypocriticaler.
Say, give you a code word that you can use the next time you try to buy something from our store, which we don't have up and running
which
yet.
We don't have up. Which we're going to have all that stuff coming soon. We're going to have all sorts of upgrades, but you know, we threw this out here to see whether, you know, there's some interest. It looks like there is some interest. We're going to continue to do it for a while. We appreciate all of our listeners, including Dave's mom, my neighbor Pat, and any of you else who are listening regularly. Thank you so much. We love you.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Wait. They have to tell 2 people, and they'll tell 2 people, and then we'll become really internet famous. And
go viral. Help us go viral.
Help us go viral. Check all our links on our Facebook page. Dave's the one who's been doing that. Thank you, Dave. You've been keeping up with the Facebook page, even though I've been busy. We love you all. And now, peace out, Milwaukee. High five, Dave.
Bye, Milwaukee.
Yay. Peace out, Milwaukee. I'll be good.